Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Thursday, December the 13th. We have a short 4-game slate for Thursday. I'm going to go through each position, talk about some of my favorite plays on this 4-gamer, go through point guard, shooting guard, every position, stud plays, mid-tier plays, value plays I like. I'll try and cover all of it. And of course, I'll give my core of 5 plays, 5 guys I expect to have a decent amount of exposure to across my lineups on Thursday. Before we do get started, though, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. It does help me out a lot, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, let's start off at point guard. At the top of this position, we have James Harden, 10,900. Him and LeBron, pretty much the only two stud plays, or studs on this slate, guys over 10K. LeBron's 11K, Harden's 10.9. And I think probably most likely scenario is you're only going to be able to play one of these guys today. Not sure if there'll be enough value to where you could play both. So I think it's going to be, or you're going to have to choose between LeBron or Harden, whether to pay up for one of them, or maybe not even pay up for both. But I think on a short 4-game slate, you probably want to get at least one of Harden or LeBron in your lineup. Right now I'm leaning LeBron at 11K. I think I prefer him over Harden. There are some point guard value plays that I like that might make me want to pay down at this position and not pay up for Harden. I do like him here, but like I said, it's a good matchup against the Lakers, but there's value I like. Chris Paul's price is up to 8,600. Honestly, on a short 4-game slate, I'm going to get some exposure to Chris Paul. He's not going to be like a guy I fully fade, but don't expect Chris Paul to be a core play for me today. I think the core plays at this position come in the value tier. There's a lot of value. Once you get past Harden and Paul, you really only have about 3 guys you could consider in this mid-range. You got Zach LaVine, Lonzo Ball, and Chris Dunn. Zach LaVine at 7,400 is definitely interesting. Good price tag. Don't mind him. Lonzo, don't love here against Houston. Tough matchup. He'll probably be guarded by Chris Paul, who is a solid defender. But I think we can go sub 5K. There's 2 value plays, potentially more at this position that I like. So D'Anthony Melton's one I like at 4,900. He's just going to be a really good value. He's still a little bit underpriced in my opinion. Played 33 minutes last game against the Spurs, even though it was a blowout, and he put up 37 DraftKings points. He had 17, 7, and 6. Elio Kobo got demoted to the G League, so it's going to be D'Anthony Melton getting a ton of minutes for the Suns at point guard until Devin Booker is healthy, and I don't think that changes today. Against Dallas, I think we see Melton get 30-plus minutes again, and at 4,900 still remains underpriced in my opinion. He's point guard and shooting guard eligible, and really does stand out again as one of the top values on a short slate. He was one of the top values on Tuesday's 3-game slate. Came through. I think he comes through again today. Going to have a lot of exposure to Melton. Doesn't really feel as scary as it did. Since we've seen Melton actually be able to produce, I'm not as scared to roster him as I was in the past, especially with Okobo now in the G League. I feel like Melton's minutes are a lot more secure. So I like him a lot. Also like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 4,700. He's coming off a rough game. The Clippers, just as a team, are coming off a rough game where they got blown out by the Raptors. Gilgeous-Alexander only played 22 minutes. Not a great game, just 14 DK points. I expect the minutes to trend up, obviously, because this game against the Raptors was a blowout. I imagine this game against the Spurs will be competitive. And with Lou Williams out for a while, we're going to see Gilgeous-Alexander pick up a few minutes. I do like him a lot at 4,700. I think he is another really good value play you can play at point guard or shooting guard. People might chase the Bryn Forbes game. Bryn Forbes coming off a really good game against the Suns where he went for 40 DK points. He saw his price increase up to 4,300. I will probably be shying away from Bryn Forbes. If Dennis Smith Jr. is out, I would much rather play JJ Barea or Jalen Brunson. I played Brunson a decent amount on Wednesday's slate against the Hawks because Dennis Smith Jr. was out. If Smith Jr. remains out, I think we can go back to Brunson, and you can still play Barea as well. Even though Barea doesn't get a ton of minutes, when Smith Jr. is out, he'll get some decent run off the bench. And Barea is a really good point-per-minute producer to where he could still put up a solid score, even with just about 22 or 23 minutes off the bench. So I like both of those guys. I think I played both guys over Bryn Forbes, who might actually be somewhat popular today for the people that are going to be point-chasing from his last game. And then I guess you could go to Josh Hart. I don't mind playing Josh Hart on a short slate. Usually not a guy that I play on a full slate, but on a 4-game slate, you can definitely go to Josh Hart. Same with Patrick Beverley. He should see an increase in minutes with Lou Will out, but those aren't going to be core plays for me. So let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard now. So at the top here, you got DeRozan, 8,500 against the Clippers, who's okay, not really going to be a guy that I get a ton of today. It's a short slate, so I'm going to have some DeRozan in some of my lineups, but not going to be a core play. Kind of the same with DeRozan as Chris Paul. Like, I'll have some Chris Paul, I'll have some DeRozan, but they're not going to be guys I have massive exposure to. I think there's guys I'd rather pay up for. And then cheaper, there's also guys I like for cheaper. Between Luka Doncic and Zach LaVine, Doncic is now shooting guard and small forward eligible, so he's really appealing. But his price is up to $7,700, and I think I would play Zach LaVine over Luka Doncic. So don't have a ton of interest in Doncic today where his price tag is really high. You need at least a 40-point game out of him. And although Doncic has been very consistent this year, he really hasn't given us that high of a ceiling. Doesn't have a ton of ceiling games. Out of his last 10 games, he only has 2 games over 40 DraftKings points. In both of those games, he just barely passed 40 DK points. It's $7,700 for him to be a good tournament play at this price. You're going to want at least 40, if not more than that, from Doncic. I think Zach LaVine is more likely to go for 40 than Doncic is. So I'd play Zach LaVine over Doncic today. But if you're going for value at this position, really isn't a ton I love. Maybe Wes Matthews if you want to go there. You could play J.J. Barea, who I do like if Smith Jr. is out. But that's probably it for shooting guard today. I like Zach LaVine a lot here. I like the guys I've already mentioned, Melton and Gilius Alexander. Both are shooting guard eligible. I think those are going to be the guys I play a lot at this position. But let's move on to small forward now, where we do have LeBron at the top at 11K. Really like LeBron here. It's hard to not like him on a short slate. Against the Rockets, it's a pace down spot because the Rockets are playing a lot slower this year. It is a pace up spot for the Rockets, so definitely we do want to target some Rockets players today. But right now I'd play LeBron over Harden. LeBron's just, as of late, been so consistent, giving you a crazy high floor. That game against Memphis where he only put up 45 DK points, he really wasn't needed. He only played 32 minutes in that game, which is pretty low for LeBron. The Lakers did win that game by like 23 points. It was a blowout. In competitive games this year, LeBron's playing close to 40 minutes like we've seen in past years. Dude's just going to be out there a ton. He's going to grab rebounds. He's going to score. He's going to get assists. He's pretty much a threat for a triple-double just about every night. Take Rondo and Brandon Ingram off the court, and LeBron's just going to have the ball in his hands a ton. Just a really good play at 11K. I feel safer about him than I do Harden. I think LeBron, both guys have crazy high ceilings, but I think LeBron's floor is a lot higher than Harden's right now. And I like him a lot at 11K. If you can find a way to fit both guys in, LeBron and Harden, I guess you could do that, but I feel like the value is going to be pretty minimal on this slate unless we do get some news on Thursday. So right now you might have to just pick one of the studs if you do want to play one. Like I said earlier, LeBron's my guy at 11K today. But other small forwards, we want to go elsewhere if you don't want to pay up for LeBron. I guess you could go to like Aaron Gordon or Kyle Kuzma, but I don't really love either guy's price tag. Kuzma's been playing really well lately with Brandon Ingram out, but his price tag is really starting to get up there at $7,600. I'd probably go to like a guy like Harrison Barnes, $5,900. He seems like a pretty decent point per dollar play on this slate. Against the Suns, really good matchup. You could go there. But my favorite play at small forward, if you're not paying up for LeBron, is probably T.J. Warren. I really like T.J. Warren a lot today. He's only $5,800. He feels underpriced when you take Devin Booker off the court. T.J. Warren is not a $5,800 player when Devin Booker is off the court. He's come back from injury. He's made 2 games back from injury. The game against the Clippers only played 12 minutes because he got ejected. And then that last game against the Spurs only played 25 minutes due to a blowout. If this game remains competitive against Dallas, we should get 30-plus minutes out of T.J. Warren, and he has massive upside. He still put up 33 DraftKings points in just 25 minutes against the Spurs. I really like this spot a lot for T.J. Warren. I like his price a lot, and he just feels underpriced. He should be like a 7K player when Devin Booker's off the court, so we're getting a really good discount on him at $5,800. I don't think he's going to be limited at all. If this game stays competitive, we should get 35, 36 minutes out of T.J. Warren. He's just a really good overall option at small forward or power forward at $5,800. By far my favorite play at the position. If you're not paying up for LeBron or if you want to play Warren at power forward, I think that makes a ton of sense on this slate. But I think that's it for small forward when it comes to value. T.J. Warren is definitely the guy I like here. You could go to Josh Jackson. Trevor Ariza was a DNP last game. Ariza's probably going to be traded, so Josh Jackson should be looking at some more minutes. He did start last game over Ariza. I would not be surprised if that happens again if Jackson starts again. So at $5,200, you could play him. I would much rather play T.J. Warren, but Josh Jackson is for sure in play if you want to go there. And I guess PJ Tucker going to play massive minutes, going to be needed to guard LeBron. But we know the kind of guy that PJ Tucker is. Not going to get massive upside out of him, but he could get 20, 25 DK points at 3,800. It's not going to kill you. You could do worse on a 4-game slate. But let's move on to power forward. I do like the top of this position. I do like Lamarcus Aldridge a lot today. I like this spot for him against the Clippers. I was pretty high on him the last time these teams faced. Earlier this year, when Aldridge faced the Clippers, he was okay, wasn't great. He had 10 points and 16 rebounds, assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals against the Clippers. Put up 39 DraftKings points in 38 minutes. I'd expect a better performance out of Lamarcus Aldridge. Taking centers that have a good offensive game that can score against the Clippers is something I've been doing all year. And it's not going to change here. Aldridge's price tag dropped a little bit because he's coming off some rough games lately. He hasn't looked good lately, so that's going to, I hope at least, keep his ownership down, keep him low owned today. Obviously, Aldridge is going to be owned because it's a 4-game slate and our options are limited, but I don't expect him to be like massive chalk. I don't expect him to be like 30, 40, 45% owned. I'd say Aldridge probably in like the mid-20s in ownership, and I'm definitely going to be over that number. I'm going to have more than 20, 25% Aldridge in my lineups today. Like this spot a lot for him against the Clippers. Should totally be able to dominate either Gortat, Boban, whoever they put out there. Should be able to dominate. Like Aldridge a lot. But other power forwards, if you don't want to play Aldridge, there isn't really a lot that I love. Maybe like Gallinari, but you could play TJ Warren at power forward if you want to go to him. Wendell Carter's now power forward eligible, which is a lot more appealing. But Bobby Portis has come back for the Bulls, and I think that's going to cut into Wendell Carter's workload. Lauri Markkanen's also healthy as well. So I think we're going to see Wendell Carter's minutes start to trend down a bit. I don't love him on this slate. I think I honestly would maybe play Josh Jackson over Wendell Carter. If Bobby Portis is not going to be limited, I do like him a lot. He played limited minutes last game, but was still productive. 22 DraftKings points in 19 minutes. If we can get anywhere from mid-20s to 26, 27 minutes out of Bobby Portis, could definitely be a good play. But that is news we're going to have to wait and see on come Thursday. But I think that is it for power forward. So let's quickly go over center now. So at the top of this position, you have Vucevic, you have Capella, both over 8K. I do like the spots for both guys. I love the matchup for Vooch against the Bulls, and I love the matchup for Capella against the Lakers. If I have to choose one, though, I think I'm going to go with Vooch today at 8,900. It is going to be hard to play Vooch since I'm wanting to pay up for LeBron. I'm wanting to pay up for Aldridge. It's going to be hard to fit Vooch in as well. But in lineups where maybe I don't have Aldridge, I'll play Vooch. In lineups where maybe I don't pay up for LeBron, I'll have some Vooch in there as well. Might even have some lineups where I go with Vucevic and Capella, because I do like both guys a lot. If I'm going to pay up at center, those are going to be the guys I target. Don't have a ton of interest in Ayton or DeAndre Jordan. I love the matchup for DeAndre Jordan, but it's 7K. He's so close in price to like Capella and Vucevic where it's going to be hard for me to get to a lot of DeAndre Jordan today with his price tag, even though he is in a good matchup. There really isn't a ton of value at center. Like Wendell Carter, you can play at center if you want to go there. JaVale McGee's minutes have really started to trend down with Tyson Chandler playing, so can't really go to McGee. Boban has not been starting. He did not start last game. Gortat started over Boban, so can't go to Boban. Rashawn Holmes has been seeing about 20 minutes off the bench. Don't really know if that's enough at 3,800, so center today, if you're not playing Aldridge or paying up for these guys, you're probably just going to play a guy like Wendell Carter, I guess. But center might be a position where you want to try and pay up for some of the top options. But yeah, I think that's it for center, and I think that's it for the video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed, make sure you click that like button. I would appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already. And if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section down below. Or on Twitter, you can hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. I'll reply to your questions as soon as I can if you have any. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight on this 4-game slate. We'll see you back on Friday with another video.